Good morning, Norv. You look remarkably relaxed. How much do you enjoy this time of year?
Well, I enjoy this week. I mean, getting here and getting to know the young players and starting the process again. You get energized again.
I'm not even sure where to start as far as Chargers needs. There seems to be needs at linebacker, defensive end, running back, wide receiver, offensive line. Where do you guys start the evaluation process? Does it depend on what happens with your own internal free agents?
Well, the first thing is we have a lot of good football players on our football team, and I think it starts for me with them continuing to develop and trying to find a way for them to get a year better, and then everyone can break down the needs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're in a position where, in terms of the draft and what we're doing, we can just go get as many good football players as we can, and we'll find a way to use them.
I know you're waiting a decision still on Chris Steelman's future. I'm sure re-signing Nick Hardwick. I think A.J. Smith mentioned that offensive line is absolutely a priority, especially when you have that quarterback. Depending what happens there, though, what is your philosophy on offensive line in the first round? I don't think the Chargers have done that quite some time.
Yeah. In terms of what happens to us in the first round, I think what happens over the next 6 weeks will affect that some. But I think we are in a position where, hopefully there's a great football player sitting there at that pick. And I personally, it doesn't matter to me what position he plays. If we can get a guy that can come in and contribute and help our football team, it's going to be a bonus.
Well, but right now, what do you think, even with uncertainty, what do you think is the biggest need on this team at this time?
Well, it's hard to break it down. My biggest deal defensively, we were 32nd in the league on third down defense. And we can't, you can't play if that's the case. They keep the ball too much. So how do we improve that? I think you improve it by pressuring the quarterback better. So you look at our scheme, how we play it on third down is one way. Looking at guys who can pressure the quarterback, because I think this league has shown if you can't pressure, you're going to have a tough time covering. And then looking at the positions, the nickel defensive back, the nickel linebacker, the guys that make significant plays on third down.
And who are some of those guys in this year's draft class that you think that could be that impact guy on third down?
Oh, I think it's early, and I think some of those guys, everyone wants to talk about the first round. They're guys that you might get in the third, you might get in the fourth round. So that's, to me, the process we're going through and evaluating everyone in the draft, because I think there's good players at every round.
I know you meet with guys, you see players on film at the Senior Bowl here at the Combine. What's the most important part? Is it watching game film? Is it the interview process? I mean, how do those things stack up?
Well, I think you have to put everything together, and obviously this gives us a chance, watching them work here at the Combine gives us a chance to look at their athleticism. But to me, it still comes back to how guys play in games, and we get an opportunity to see all their college tape. So the thing we try to do is get the games where they have the best matchups in terms of they're playing against the best players, a pass rusher against the best tackle. We can match them up against a tackle against the best pass rusher, a DB against the best receivers, that type of thing, and then evaluate the game film the best we can.
Last thing I'll ask you then is about your own internal free agent. That would be Vincent Jackson. I think some news broke last night that for the first time, Chargers had some talk with Vincent Jackson's agents about keeping him here. How much do you want to see Vincent Jackson as part of your team moving forward?
Vincent's a great player. He's been a big part. Obviously, when he's played over the last couple of years, we've played a lot better than when he hasn't been able to play. So there's no question from a coaching standpoint. We want him back. I think everyone in our organization wants him back, and we're going to try to get that done.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.